I'm Brigham Larson with Brigham Larson Pianos. We just finished, literally like 2 days ago, this 1925 Baldwin, and it turned out great. You'll hear it in just a second. And it is about 5.5 feet, and Baldwin, this is the golden age of Baldwin, when they were really manufacturing super high-end stuff. They were right on par with Steinway, and well, as far as America, there was still they were still fairly different instruments from what the Germans were producing. Germans at the time were producing high-end instruments as well, but they were different. Whereas today, high-end is high-end, and it doesn't matter if it's manufactured in Germany or the United States or wherever. It's high-end. But anyway, that's the the quick version of Baldwin. So this particular piano, the ivory on this one is very unusually well preserved. Usually the ivory that we come across, we end up just replacing it altogether. Like if you've seen in my other videos, you'll see that we do a ton of key work. We do at least 2 sets a week and have done so for many years. And very rarely do we come across ivory that's in this good condition. A lot of people really like ivory because they like how it kind of feels grippy, and it's super rare that ivory's in this, that's been preserved this well.
Can't really get the wood grain.
And can't really see the wood grain maybe in the video, but or the ivory grain. But if you look at it, not only does it feel nice, but you can tell that it's that kind of organic material. It's elephant tusk. Of course, the elephant died well over 100 years ago, but really, kind of cool looking. Okay, so on the exterior, we refinished everything. It's in very good condition. I wouldn't say that it's in perfect A+ condition, but I would definitely say A condition as far as the finish. Let's get some shots of the finish. It's really nice. Much better for sure, even though, like I said, I wouldn't give it an A+, even though that's the case. Compared to any other 1925 piano, the finish on this one is like head and shoulders above. Let's check out the pedals and the casters, and those ferrules that cover the legs, those trim pieces at the bottom of the legs. Those look really nice. We've got a new decal on the fall board, the Baldwin decal. And then on the guts, and then maybe I'll mention also this is ebony as well. So that's where you get ebony and ivory. So that's the real thing. Whereas modern pianos, actually this one, this is this is a good example. So this is actually a German piano. It's a Zeiler, and these keytops, these are plastic, which a lot of people really like, but originally they were ebony, which is wood. It's not such an exotic material like ivory, being elephant tusk, but it's a black wood is what ebony is. And when you sand it, it actually makes black sawdust. And when you put it, if you pop off the little piece of ebony, they're about 3.5 inches long, 3¼ inches long, something like that, and you drop it into a glass of water, it'll actually sink, unlike most other woods, because it's such a hard, strong, dense wood, it'll sink in water. Okay, then on the guts we did a refurbish. So what that means, the idea, various pianos that make various decisions. Are we going to rebuild it? Are we going to refurbish it? And there are lots of factors that go into that decision. A big factor is what price point do I want to hit for this piano? And I want to hit a very, very, very reasonable price point. And so obviously, if I want that, then we can't do things like replacement of hammers and strings and all of those things. And so I'll look at a piano like this. I'll say, okay, can I put my name on this and feel like it's going to reasonably endure for a long period of time, even with the original 1925? And so this piano, and hats off to the makers in 1925, or materials or whatever. I don't know what it is, or maybe it was just, again, the way this piano's been so well preserved. But based on my judgment, this piano will endure for a long time, even though the components are original. So what we do in a refurbishing is we keeping the components original, make them function as well as they possibly can. So hammers, for example, they get flattened, they get cuts in them from where the hammer's hitting the strings year after year after year, and so that the steel string wears away the felt, which is wool, a very strong compressed wool, and it wears that away so that it's flat, no longer the nice rounded shape that it's supposed to be, that produces the nice tone. So we return it to that shape to produce the nice tone. Go through knuckles are actually, we have an action model right here. I can kind of give you a quick rundown of what refurbishing. I'm not gonna tear this piano apart to show you, but this will give you a good demonstration. So reshaping the hammers, the flanges right here, these components, like everything else, is original, but we've repinned them, as you can imagine, from this repetitive motion. After 100 years, there's some wobble that develops. So rather than just going straight up and down, having the right amount of friction, it starts to kind of wobble more at a random, and so sometimes it'll hit in various places. So take the old pin out, burnish that, ream it and burnish it, put in a new pin so it's back to the right friction. This is called the knuckle. That's what the jack and the repetition lever push up on, and so that also gets flattened, kind of like the hammer. So we bolster that using yarn. Then all of these various areas in this component here, this part here is called the whippin. It has built-in adjustability. So there's, as you can see, there's a built-in adjustability here and here, 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 here. So just on this part alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there's the 6th one, the drop screw. And then the strength of the spring can't be too strong or too weak. The orientation of this part here, called the back check, in relationship to the tail of the hammer, that's a very specific distance. So all of these things, and then a couple others, hammer height and those kinds of things, we adjust them so that it's back to optimal function. And the idea behind regulation is to optimize repetition, meaning the speed of repetition, and your dynamic range. So a properly regulated piano, you should be able to play pianissimo all the way to fortissimo and consistently be able to manipulate and predict what that key will do, and it should obviously be consistent from one note to the next. So all of that has been done on this piano, and of course cleaning and lubrication and alignment, all of those things that probably go more or less without saying. All of that's been done on this piano. nicely. It's voicing wise. We went with kind of a middle of the road sort of voicing. So not very, really not. I wouldn't say it's particularly bright or particularly dark. It just projects really nicely, and it's just kind of a nice. And the touches, I would say it's maybe a little bit on the light side, which is nice. About 5.5 feet. I think it's 5'7", I want to say. I didn't measure before the video. It's nice high end. Yeah, very nice piano. So. Piano's great for somebody that I think for a number of different people this piano would be appropriate for. Somebody that is on a budget and wants a really good instrument, check. Maybe there are a lot of people that are Baldwin fans, especially Baldwin of the Golden Age, check. There's again pretty popular this black finish, the satin finish. That's as you can see, pianos behind me, that's the vast majority of the pianos that we sell. I mean, that's not just what happens to be here. That's very much responding to what our customers seek after. Check. Somebody that likes a classic instrument. There's probably a few others that I'm missing. It's just I think this piano is a complete package, very reasonably priced. So come check it out and see what you think. Thanks for watching.